What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Double A Hef here with another dose of the True Scope. Now, this is going to be another short one, okay? But it will be potent. As you can see, we'll be discussing what Mr. Ben Shapiro had to say about the quote-unquote Black National Anthem. Now, this is going to be a short one, and I don't say probably, but it's possible that I may do a longer version of this down the road because just to like get everything out there. You know what I mean? Just to get everything out there. I'm sure after I'm done with this video, some wokey wokes are gonna have some questions or reservations or whatever. So without further ado, let me start this video. Oh, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe.
And this is because you are attempting to woke up the Super Bowl. The question is there a Latino American national anthem or a Jewish American national anthem or a Polish American national anthem that has to be sung before the Super Bowl as well? Or is it only the Black national anthem that gets sung before the Super Bowl? I'm just wondering.
Well, before you continue on, and again, y'all already know, this channel is not about the political left or the political right. I'm apolitical. I'm not in that sphere. I already went into great detail and depth on, basically my personal journey as it pertains to politics. So, I'm not going to do that right here, right now. But to get back to the video, the reality of the situation is, and this is why I told brothers too also, but before I even get into that, this is another reason why I told brothers, don't play that political shit. Don't play the political shit because, just be true. Be true to you. Be true to the truth. All right? And ultimately be true to the goddamn scriptures. All right? Follow that shit and you'll be okay. Okay? So that's first and foremost. But when you align yourself with fucking, like a lot what I see going on right now, there's a lot of brothers that's quote unquote waking up and they're not quote unquote woke because the quote unquote wokes, we already know like who that is and what that really kind of means. But the brothers that are quote unquote waking up now, they're coming out and they're saying, "Oh yeah, we're leaving the Democratic plantation, yada yada. Like we're finally waking up to they ain't shit." So what they're doing is they're just going right to the other side of the aisle. But you have to understand something: the other side of the aisle ain't shit either. Now, don't get me wrong. On certain instances and policies, right? The quote unquote Republicans or conservatives are going to have more things in line with what you would expect and want, quote unquote, black man, right? Naturally, because they're a more conservative party and, we should be traditional men. So that should align naturally. But again, when you play the politics, like my team this, my team that means you take all of it or you take none of it. So my recommendation is don't align yourself with that. The only team you should be focused on and aligned to is Team Most High, Team Jesus Christ. That's it. That's it. All right. So to answer your question, Mr. Ben Shapiro, why isn't there a Jewish national anthem or Polish or whatever else he said, like Latin, Latino? Again, like he's trying to divide people, right? The answer to that is, well, first and foremost, the quote-unquote Black National Anthem has only been sung once at a Super Bowl, and that was the one that just passed. But the quote-unquote Black National Anthem has been out for how long? And I've never heard you say anything about it. But only when it's played before a Super Bowl, you see all these quote-unquote conservatives, Republicans coming out talking about it. And you know what, brothers? Y'all gonna see, and I haven't seen myself, but I've heard people tell me about quote unquote blacks talking about we shouldn't have a quote unquote black national anthem. Now again, I'm not that wokey woke type to be going and talking about 1619 and critical race theory. No, but at the end of the day, we have to if we want to figure things out, we got to go to the source. So the source is okay. There is a quote unquote black national anthem, right? Like an unofficial one, and obviously it was given to us, basically coined by the NAACP. Now, anyone that knows anything about the NAACP knows that they were basically a communist, socialist, Marxist, whatever the hell you want to call it, because they were doing all of that front. Okay, they were doing all of that. That was the front. All right, to get a lot of these Southern quote unquote Negroes to adopt these Marxist ideologies to ultimately help usher in the civil rights movement, which was supposed to, be a large step in overthrowing the government, right? But I digress. See, again, I may have to do a larger video on this because there's much more than just the goddamn song. So, with that being said, that its genesis came from the NAACP. Yes, that is true. But ultimately, the song was written and composed by a quote unquote black man, right? And it has its roots in Genesis back in the late 1800s. So the song itself, the idea of the song has history. All right. And then again, if you have a group of people now, like quote unquote black people, like in this country that have gone through the things that they've gone through, they were slaves. Well, not all, but many, right, were slaves, and then they were freed, and then they were hit with Jim Crow and all this other nonsense. You get this group called the NAACP to say, hey, this is basically our national anthem where we can all unify under this. That's what you're going to get. So, do I truly have an issue with the quote unquote black national anthem? On some levels, yes, because first and foremost, black is not a goddamn race. Black is a color. But, but on a different level, I could understand why it would be adopted by people like that. I get it. I get it. If you think that you're black, which a lot of niggas do, they go run around, oh, I'm black, y'all, black, blah, 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 all that dumb shit, right? Then I could see how people would be like, you know what, yeah, this is our national anthem, and we're gonna, unite and form solidarity through this because, quote unquote blacks were across from sea to shining sea in this motherfucker, right? So, through music is a great way to do that, kind of like the slave hymns. But I digress because I'm getting off the beaten path, right? So, to ultimately answer your question, Mr. Ben Shapiro, I believe it's about 75% of the NFL is quote unquote black people. So, if you're going to play the quote unquote black national anthem before any sporting event, I would anticipate that it will be either an NFL game or an NBA game. Because again, they make up that market. Period. So honestly, I don't understand why people even are trying to make a fuss about it. Because whether you agree with it or not, the majority of the league is that. Which brings me back to another point that I've brought up many times before. This is why quote unquote blacks need to start their own goddamn league. Start your own goddamn league. Then you don't got to worry about some bullshit like this. This freaking, like Ben Shapiro got exposed. What's that dude's name? Damn it. Do me a favor, y'all. If y'all know the dude, I forget his name, the white dude that used to work with or for Ben Shapiro, just recently, he, is it Kramer? Not Kramer. Let me know his name in the comments below. I know y'all know who I'm talking about. Shit, it's killing me that I can't remember this dude's name. But anyway, Ben Shapiro got exposed. That dude exposed him. And but I've been talking about Ben Shapiro for a while now. He's always been, disingenuous because he'll talk all this rah-rah shit. But then if anything ever happens with quote-unquote Jews, then all that conservative bullshit goes out the goddamn window. And he wants to, pull out all the stops for the fucking Jews. The quote-unquote Jews, I should say. So, I always knew he was full of shit from the jump. But let's get back into the video.
Again, the Super Bowl is supposed to be a grand unifying cultural event. Why you have a woke sectarian lead up to the event. So here was Cheryl Lee Ralph singing the so-called black national anthem.
All right, so woke sectarian lead up. No, I wouldn't call that again. Look, I'll tell you this. I'm surprised that this was the first goddamn Super Bowl or major sporting event, quote, that was predominantly made up of quote unquote blacks. I find that hard to believe. Like when it happened, the first thing I did was look up how many, Super Bowls and NBA Finals has it been in. Like it's not a thing. Like this was groundbreaking right here, and I'm like, what the really? But that just goes back to show you that these niggas that are in these damn leagues, they're not like they cool with it. They're just cool with getting a check and whatever. They don't mind anything. And again, I'm not sitting here saying that we need to put all our eggs in this fucking quote unquote black national anthem bullshit. Because again, like, from me personally, I'm telling you, most of y'all, that when you adopt black, what you adopt is, oh, my ancestors were slaves. They came from the west coast of Africa. They were owned by quote unquote whites in the South, and we were freed, and that's probably not your story. That's probably not your story. And a lot of brothers out there, they want to remain in that sunken place. Actually, I got this guy. We did a video on the podcast, the Truth Media podcast. My co-host Q Fusion and I, we did a video about maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was called African Americans versus Africans. And there's one dude that was on the Jubilee panel. He actually commented on the video. Now, his comment was some bullshit, and I'm thinking about making a video, not reacting, but like addressing what he said, because again, I don't really, I'm not here to go back and forth, but when someone wants to comment on my stuff, further spreading misinformation, then I'll address that. Last thing I want is for brothers to come to my channel, see a post, and see no response to it, and then they say, "Oh, well, I guess that's true." No. This is the truth scope, so you are going to get the truth. All right. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. But again, ultimately, like this whole quote unquote black national anthem, I get that niggas love being quote unquote black, and they love like being called black and calling black. They embrace that, even though it's wrong. So I'm not looking at it from an overall standpoint, because from an overall standpoint, I'll tell you right now, none of this shit is real. None of it makes goddamn sense. We shouldn't be going to a goddamn sporting event, spending all this money, and treating these athletes like they're fucking idols. We're not supposed to idol worship. So no, and the Super Bowl is not a holiday, even though they try to make it that and like a great unifying thing. No, what's supposed to unify people is family. Your family's supposed to be unified, all right, through order and structure, through a strong leader. All right, so you shouldn't be relying on superficial sporting entertainment events to unify. All right, let me just play the rest.
Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought.
Also, y'all can let me know about this. I'm not sure, but I think during the NHL games, they sing the Canadian national anthem. Now, I'm not 100% sure on that, so please do let me know, whether that's correct or incorrect. And again, look, if people really want to get, all the way into it, I could say, why do we sing the national anthem before games in general? Like it's all, some like arbitrary bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. So I don't care that niggas, like, it's like, all right, if somebody's doing some bullshit, I'm not going to care about the extra layer of bullshit that they add to their bullshit, because I already know that all of it's bullshit anyway. So ultimately, if niggas want to be, celebrating all of this, the Super Bowl, all this stuff, and, singing these songs, and it doesn't make a difference to me, because it's already some bullshit. That's my point. I'm not going to sit here and try to nitpick and say, oh, how come they're going to sing that? Because again, if you want to look at it from a logical standpoint, once you accept that it's all bullshit, you will say, hey, well, the majority of these niggas are niggas. So where else would this shit be sung? But anyway, I digress, y'all. Actually, I should say I conclude, y'all. But do me a favor. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And definitely check out the live streams that we do on The Truth Media Podcast. That's the name of the YouTube channel. The THEE Truth Media Podcast. We go live every Wednesday at around 8 or 8:30. So definitely check us out over there. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. If you appreciate what I bring to this channel, I'm more than sure that you'll appreciate what's going on over there. Also, I know I haven't been doing many videos like this as you know, that recently, I actually just checked YouTube maybe about 2 hours ago, and I saw that that like I knew I hadn't been able to get to it, but I didn't know what the drop off was actually really looking like. I actually checked out what my lives were versus my videos like this, and I was like, yeah, nah. And also the overall video count is down. So like I said on my last live, I'm going to definitely make a conscious effort to pump out some more material such as this, because I think this works better for me from a creative standpoint. I'm definitely going to keep up with the lies, but I'm not as much, not as much. But all right, y'all, do me a favor, stay well, peace.